Hi guys, and welcome to another Daily Bread video. Now we're just going to run over yesterday's price action. We're going to jump back into what I was talking about on yesterday's video about the impulses and how to read the market and the live price action and when to look to enter the market. I'm going to run over a little bit of that, and then we're going to have a look at what to expect for today. So yesterday morning, around sort of 7 o'clock, we had this sort of pattern. We had that sort of buy side liquidity and the sell side liquidity, and we pushed down and took that sell side liquidity. Now, a lot of people now are thinking, "Oh, we've broken structure," but we haven't. We haven't broken this sort of structure down the bottom, and we still left all this liquidity up at these highs. So I posted in the group that what I was looking for is that I wanted to come and see these highs run. Now we've taken the liquidity from the downside. We can now look to push up and have enough liquidity to make a new higher high. So that's what I was looking for. And as we played this out, we started to push up, probably getting some sellers in here, but we had that sort of strong push up, and we have our level just here. Look, this is our smart money trap, because what we're looking for is not only smart money. Look, I've seen this big massive push down and break some sort of structure, maybe this low here. Look, the smart money we're looking to enter, but also retail traders that have using this as a sort of resistance level just here. Retail support and resistance. So their resistance level here. So they'll be coming back up to this level to look to short down as well. So we've got, what have we got above all here? We've got a lot of money. We've got a lot of people's stop losses that are in obviously higher time frame trades that haven't moved their stop loss, haven't taken any profits, and they've obviously got their stop losses here. We also have our buy stops. So for breakout traders, people that are looking to break out, come back, retest, and go long, we have their sort of buy limits and that all set up about above this level just here as well. So what we like to do is obviously come in, trigger them in as well, and then obviously push down and take their stop losses as well. So as we play this through, we come back up to that smart money trap, and we pretty much just blast straight through it. Take this Tuesday high just here, just about right at the end of our session, and get a reaction, and obviously enticed all these early sellers into the market. Now, this is a dead period, obviously, between 10 and 1 o'clock. Like, I don't trade. And obviously what happened is by the time people come back for their New York session, they were just about to be taken out. So again, what would happen? People getting this initial reaction off here, this big impulse to the downside, looking at something like this. Oh, wrong one. Looking at something either this sort of level here, or if they just included that whole sort of level there. Again, smart money trap, getting a reaction off this sort of level, and then just blasting straight through and pushing higher and grabbing that liquidity that was being waiting for. So now we've taken a lot of liquidity. There's pretty much no liquidity left. Taken all these sort of session highs, daily highs, and last week's high. So this was last week's high that we pushed up and took out, push back down, obviously come back up into this level and push back down, and taken this liquidity from the downside. So now we've cleared all that liquidity from the upside. I'll just jump back onto this chart. So this is where I was given the live updates yesterday. I find these sort of live updates a lot better for people. Obviously, before we did live Zooms in the afternoon, just sort of so I could give the live updates. But sometimes when price is a little bit slow, we found that some days we picked that price was just a little bit slow and not a lot was happening. So 3 hours in the afternoon is a long time to sort of fill with. We were trying to do a bit of lessons, we're trying to run through a bit of chart stuff, but if not a lot's happening in the market, it's hard to try and keep everyone's attention for 3 hours. At least with these live updates, if there's not a lot happening, I don't have to obviously post as much, and obviously people haven't got to be just sitting around watching a screen. They can be getting on with whatever they need to be getting on with, if it's work or getting stuff done around at home, or if they're out and about. Once they get their live update through, then at least they can sort of check their charts. It also helps, obviously, people that have to work all day and don't get this, then they can go back and read through the live updates, and obviously watch it on their charts before watching the Daily Bread video as well. So I find that these work best. I've been putting these in for like since last week and stuff. I've been putting these into the community. and sort of giving out all these sort of free content. But we are going to be, as from today, we are going to be moving over to the premium section. Obviously, the premium section, people have obviously paid to be in that section and stuff. So I want to make sure I'm giving back to them, and they're getting the most from it. So if you do want to get involved, please just drop me a message. Obviously, there is a small one-off fee payment. But if you drop me a message, if you do want to get involved, I can sort of work around that. And obviously, if you don't have that sort of money, then we can sort of work out a payment plan. I don't believe in monthly subscriptions because I'm not here to make money off people. I do make that one-off fee payment, obviously, to cover my overheads, cover my time, because I have put a lot of time and effort into this. And it also stops people just coming in, stealing all the content and then sort of buggering off. We do want, obviously, people that come into the premium and come into our group want to sort of put the effort in and become valuable members of the community. So that is why I do just make that one small off payment, and that is for lifetime. So any new strategies, all new content and stuff, you will just get for lifetime. We do have now over 100 views, 100 videos, I think. So there's plenty of content in there. And obviously, as you can see by people posting in the reviews channels, they are getting a lot of value from it. So now let's go into what we're talking about on the higher time frame chart. We had this sort of big push up, come into that smart money trap. Now, what are we doing? We're impulsing massively to the upside. So all these people that would maybe been shorting from here or whatever, the institutionals have come in, wiped them out with this big candle and pushed to the downside. So now what we get in, we've got this big impulse to the upside, trickle back down. So this is exactly what we ran over yesterday. So I wouldn't want to be entering off here, because now we've just impulsed to the upside, taking out these sort of sellers here, and then just trickling back to the downside. What I want to start to see now is impulses to the downside and trickling back to the upside. So now we come back down, creating these equal lows. Another smart money trap just here, as we're still impulsing to the upside, but we have started to show signs that there is people coming into the market. But for me, I want to see the liquidity taken, and we wanted to see that run. We wanted to see them highs run. So now, even though we started to have a little bit of an impulse to the downside, this is just enticing people in before we carry on impulsing to the upside. We clear out all this liquidity. And what do we get? We get that same pattern that I've been posting for a while. We've got the equal lows, the equal highs. We push up, we take the equal highs first. We start to deliver our entry drill, starting to impulse down to the downside, trickle up, impulse to the downside. And as soon as we come back up into this PRY just here, this is bang on the 230 New York Stock Exchange. So I know that we've going to start to run for liquidity around that sort of time, but we've taken all liquidities from the upside now. So there's a good chance we're going to start to push to the downside. And if I just jump onto the 5-minute, as you can see, that sort of kicks in and we get that big aggressive to the downside, start clearing out all these equal lows. We're clearing out anyone that's obviously going long from breakout traders. We're now just taking all their stop losses, and we're starting to push to the downside. Now, for me, if I just jump onto the 15 minutes, I can get rid of all that information. Let's just clear away all of this. And what's happening now is obviously we've had this big push up, push down, and now all I want to see is this internal low taken out. This is my first port of call. I did take some profits off just down here, just in case we wanted just to pop back up into one more time. But this was my main first port of call, is this low, this internal low. So if we are going to go higher, we've had that sort of push up, we've come back down, take out this internal low and push higher. But in order to do that, obviously, like I say, we've cleared so much liquidity now. So my main focus then would be is where's the next liquidity pool? Obviously, this low down here, where we had this Asian session low, if we don't take this out in the before 10 p.m., this then becomes the previous daily low, which is obviously a good target and obviously a stronger liquidity pool than just a session low. So yeah, this is what I was looking at. Obviously, we come back down and we just end up keep falling, clearing out a load of liquidity. There was a load of sessions. Sessions just here. So we had that sort of London session. We come back down. At this point, we did have a bit of a stall just as we took out London. And that's pretty much where we are at. So yeah, around about a 1 to 20. So now going into today, I'm just going to get rid of that replay function. So coming into today, obviously we've come back down. We've had that reaction off where we've moved price from yesterday, but I still want to see this previous daily low taken, because this is where my main liquidity pool is. So I'm still holding a little bit of money just on here. I think I've got one lot left. So yeah, I'm still holding a little bit to see if we're going to push down. But for our next liquidities, obviously we've got that previous daily high. Now, like I've been talking about, in order to make a new high, I want to see that obviously liquidity all taken to give it the fuel to make a new high. So could it be obviously that we push back down, we've taken this London, could it be that we come back down and take out this Asian session to give it some fuel to push up? I'm not too sure. I feel like the next big liquidity pool to give it enough fuel to push higher would be this previous daily low. But we're still going to mark these on. I'm going to leave this trade on for now, just there, because we're still in this trade. We can clear away a load of that, because we don't need that anymore. And now what have we done? So now we've had this big, massive, aggressive push down. We've had that stall through Asia. And so now what I want to do and see back is if we're going to get that sort of pullback into this 50%, give us a discount, and then push lower. So going on to this morning, what are we looking for? We've now come back up and taken this sort of Asian high. We did have this 5-minute POI here, but what we do know is obviously we've got that discount just sitting above. So could it be that we push up, deliver that discount this afternoon, then look for our sort of reversal and look for our entry drill before shorting down and clearing out all this liquidity? Because what we have done just down here, this Asian low and this London low is now just giving us equal lows and a good target. So even if we just target these equal lows and we get a reaction and we look to sort of push up, we could be well secured in our profits just down here. But I will be then trying to hold some, obviously, to push down and make a new low and take yesterday's low out as well. See, there we go. Yeah, this smart money trap just on here, obviously been getting a reaction off this morning. A lot of people have been shorting, and we've now just taken them out. We can just dive into that in a minute. What I just want to do is just mark that discount on from the high down to the low. Look to deliver this discount just here. So this morning, we had the same, obviously come back up, took Asia, come back up into this level. A lot of people shorting from down here, but what do we get? Same pattern that I've been posting all week. And what have we done? Pushed up, taken that sort of buy side, pushed back down into here, but then we've had that last drive up just to deliver that discount just up here, which we're just delivering now. Just move this out of the way, and that's what we're delivering now. So now we're out of my session at 20 to 11. So what we'll do is we'll wait now till we get to New York session. And when we come into that New York session, we can then review, see where we're at, see what early buyers, so we see what early sellers we got, and then look to see if we can get an entry drill to short down. So that's what I'm looking at for today. What else did we have? Obviously, our weekly cycle. Our weekly cycle. So we just jump over here on the 30-minute. As you can see, we had that sort of Monday, Tuesday push up, make the sort of midweek high, midweek reversal, and that sort of push down. Bit of a pullback, but now can we push down for that Thursday push down and looking to target the weekly objective before we get our Friday pullback? Obviously, those that are in premium will understand, because there's a whole channel on weekly cycles. But yeah, that's the sort of weekly cycle I look to take from. Obviously, we had this big push down, had this big push up and big push down yesterday. So we've had that bit of a slow morning after so much price action from yesterday. But now we're just recovering a bit of price, delivering that sort of discount, filling in some imbalance. And now we can start to look for a continuation down. Now, if we do start to push down, obviously, we still have all this liquidity over here. But if we do start to break down, then we can start to look at to take out these sort of lows. And if we do sort of take out this low, then this is when the structure is starting to shift. And also on the higher time frames, we're starting to get like last week's low and a discount down here. So if we do start to break down them, obviously we can start to look for these sort of areas down here. But that would mean we are sort of like 200 or pips away. So it's far too far for today, because obviously on average at the moment, we are running around 108 pips a day. And as you can see yesterday, from yesterday's low to the high, we averaged around sort of 120 pips. Obviously, it's only an average. We can do a little bit more and a little bit less, but once we start getting up at this sort of high end of the average daily range, I'm not looking for anything to buy from. So we can always use that as a good marker. Obviously, when London's had that sort of push down. Now, this morning, we've already kind of done 105 pips. So I wouldn't have been selling anywhere down here because we are kind of at the top of that average daily range. Obviously, now we're getting that pullback. Now we can sort of look to target this sort of level, which is around sort of 120 pips. So this would be a nice sort of range to sort of come back down into today. So I think that that's pretty much it from me. Like I say, if you do want to get involved in premium, just drop me a message and we can work something out. And yeah, I will catch you guys tomorrow.